When the elder invited me, I asked him, do you have a theme for the day? And he said, no, the Holy Spirit will lead. 3 days ago, then he sent me a message. And he said, we have a theme. And the theme is, does God or can God rob man? Is that the theme? I said, in my heart, the Spirit will lead. But I remembered that maybe in this theme, we can say, can God rob man with his presence? Okay. Right. Because I remembered that in the land of Babylon, under Nebuchadnezzar, there was a time when Nebuchadnezzar ordered everyone to bow before the image that he had made. And the kings and the leaders who came to Babylon as captured from Israel also bowed, but only 3 men did not bow. And they did not bow, and they said, we will not bow before this image, because we know that our God will save us. But even if he does not save us, we will still not bow. And his presence, he did not rob. He was there. Shall we take our Bibles and open in the book of Isaiah, chapter 38, verse 1. In those days, Hezekiah was sick and near death. And Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, went to him and said to him, thus says the Lord, set your house in order, for you shall die and not live. I want us to go back to the book of the 2nd Kings. When we look at the kings of Israel, and we look at the accession of the kings of Judah, the father would rule. After the father has been ruling, but his reign is nearing the end, the son will come and will reign with the father. And the father will die, and the son will continue. Now we have a situation here that is told that we move from Jotham, then we go to Ahaz. Ahaz as the king of Judah. He reigned, but there is nothing that we hear which is good of his time. He reigned as the king of Judah. As he was reigning in Jerusalem, he came in and he changed everything. He changed the worship system which was worshiping God as the creator of the universe. And when he came in, he introduced the pagan worship. He introduced the worship of the idols. He introduced every system that was of the pagan nature. He brought it into the house of God. That was Ahaz. Then we hear that he reigned as was reigning for that period of 16 years. Then came his son, Hezekiah. Hezekiah reigned with him. But after Ahaz died, then Hezekiah continued to reign. But now, when we read in the book of Kings, we hear that when Hezekiah came to reign, he became a different king as compared to the father. He did not inherit and continue with the deeds of the father, but he changed the system when he got to Jerusalem. Are we together? Yes. I want us to move together so that we don't lose each other. He came into Jerusalem, and as the king of, he reigned. And as he was reigning, he restored the worship, which was there. He called all the Levites, he called the priests, so that the order could be restored in Jerusalem, so that God could be worshipped again. Then the sacrifices to God were done. Everything that he did, he restored the temple. Then having restored the temple, then we hear that he had his faith, because they say there is no king which is like that, which is like Hezekiah, which reigned before and served the Lord the way he did. But I want you to work with me that he was not free of troubles. He did everything good in restoring the temple. He did everything good in making sure that the worship in the temple is restored. And he knew God, he prayed to God. But listen what happened. It says that in the 14th year of the reign of Hezekiah, and the king Sennacherib, who was the king of Assyria, he started to attack the 45 cities of Jerusalem, the 45 cities of Israel. As he was attacking these 45 cities, it came to Hezekiah that Sennacherib is attacking these cities and he is defeating them. Then what happened is that when Hezekiah heard that, he trembled with fear. He looked at himself and he looked at his resources. You know, he went to Sennacherib and he said, I apologize that I rebelled against you. I should not have rebelled against you because you are a powerful king of Assyria. And he gave to him some gifts to buy so that Sennacherib will not attack Israel. Will not attack Judah. You don't make a deal with the devil. You don't make a deal with it. Because if you make a deal with the devil does not stop until he breaks the covenant that you have with you. He gave the gold. He gave the silver. He gave everything that was in the temple. And he took it to King Sennacherib to say, take these gifts, I buy you so that you don't attack us. At that moment, you can see that he relied on himself. He relied on the resources he had so that he could conquer the enemy. My sister, you, my brother, we don't do that. We don't rely on what we have when we are faced by the enemy. Because you will give your resources, but the enemy will remain the enemy. And the devil will continue to attack. Because even though Sennacherib received all the gifts that he got from King Hezekiah, he still sent his field commander to Jerusalem. He still sent his field commander together with the interpreter, to say, go and talk to Hezekiah. And say to him, I want to take over the land of Jerusalem. Because I've defeated all these other 45 cities. And he must also surrender his city to me. Then they went there. We know the story. And when they got there, you know, when the enemy attacks, the devil will make sure that he does his things publicly, so that everyone could see his power. He will do everything publicly. So everyone will end up asking the question, where is your God? Because this is what was happening. When they went there, Rabshakeh started speaking in Hebrew so that everyone could hear. And they, even though Hezekiah and all others were asking him that do not speak in this language, use Aramaic, so that the people cannot hear him. But because the devil would want to make his point, he just made sure that he would speak in the language so that he will put fear to everyone. And they took the message And as they took the message, Hezekiah heard that the Assyrians came and they've informed that they are going to attack. Then as he heard that, he remembered that during that time, you know in the book of Hebrew 1, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets, and today he speaks through the Son. Now what happened is that he went to the prophet Isaiah. He sent to the prophet Isaiah so that you could hear if God has said something to him. And Isaiah gave assurance that indeed God will protect the city. But now, Sennacherib did not give up. He realized that they continued to rebel. As he realized that they continued to rebel, he now wrote it down. He wrote it down and sent it as a letter. And in that letter, there is a content which says, will your God save you from us? Oh, will your God save you from the Israelites? We have conquered all these 45 cities, and their gods did not save them. Will your God save you? Will your God save you? Now it was this time, saints, when Hezekiah remembered that you can touch me, but if you touch my God, then I will take the message directly to you. Because at this time, when he spoke about God, he took the letter to the temple and he spread it in front of God for God to read it. And God saw the letter. And when God saw the letter, he read the letter. And he saw that the attack is directed to God. And he said, I will save this city. But he heard the prayer of Hezekiah. Hezekiah, when he prays in the book of 2 Kings 19, verse 9, he says, oh God, our God, save us from the Assyrians for your name's sake. You know, when they were attacked, oh God, save us. There is no way that God does not hear. Remember the time when Christ just did the work of the miracles, healing the sick, praying for the sick, giving hope to everyone. Then he was tired and the dawn was about to come. The story is recorded in the book of Mark. When he was tired, he wanted a place so that he could rest. And he looked across the Sea of Galilee. When he looked across the Sea of Galilee in the eastern shore of Gennesaret, he saw the land of Keketso. That is where he wanted to sow the rest. Then he called his disciples and he said, follow me, accompany me. Let's get into the boat because I want to go and rest on that side. Because in the western side of the western shore of Gennesaret, there were many multitudes and have been doing all these things. Then he went into the boat together with the disciples. As he got into the boat together with the disciples, and all other boats from the multitudes followed him. Then he went in the room. But we know the story that the storm started. And as the storm started, the darkness overshadowed. And as the darkness overshadowed, yes, we can see that the boat where Jesus was and where the disciples were, it started to sink. As it was starting to sink, remember that there were sailors that had experience in this work of sailing the ship, because most of them were fishermen. Then as it started to sink, then they looked at their skill the same way as he did in Hezekiah. When he was approached by the enemy, he looked at what he can do, not at what God can do. Because in that boat, they looked at their skill. They tried to sail the boat. But it continued to sink. As it was sinking, then they remembered that who called us to come into this boat. They remembered that we did not offer voluntarily to come But someone called us to come into this boat. How can he call us so that we die? And they went to him and they say, Master, Master, save us. They started by saying, Master, Master, cut us down that we perish. Because when they looked at his face, they saw that he was vexed. He was happy. Because remember, we are talking about the battle of the fruit of the Spirit. When you look at him, you see joy, you see peace, you see patience, you see love, you see long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and self-control. That is what you see when you look at the Maker. He was resting them. And as he was resting, because they tried their own way, it did not work. After trying their own way, then they went and called him Master. But still, he did not come. When they realized that the ship was sinking, then they said, Savior, Lord, save us, for we perish. Not even once that a soul uttered those words and not heeded. This is the time when Hezekiah, when he called, he said, Oh Lord, save us. Because he called him with the rightful name. Then God came over to show himself who he is. He said, I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This is the God whom John, when he speaks about, he says, in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He says everything that was there, it was made through him, because nothing that was made was made without him. Verse 13 says, and this Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us. And we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father. In him is grace and truth. They called him with his rightful name. When he said Savior, when he said God, save us. You know, when we are faced by our own sensibilities, when we are faced by our own sensibilities, maybe we use the wisdom to say, I will propel this ship because I know the scriptures, because I've been here for long. I will propel this ship. When your Sennacherib faces you, I don't know who is your Sennacherib. Maybe your Sennacherib is that poverty. Maybe your Sennacherib, you just lost your employment. You lost your family member. Maybe your Sennacherib is that you don't have food. Maybe your Sennacherib, you continue to seek for employment, and all the opportunities that you get only want you to work on Sabbath. Remember who called you into this booth. Is the one whom you should go to and say, Lord, save me, for I perish. Because when Sennacherib realized that he is going to perish, he called on the one who said, let your hearts not be troubled. Believe in me and believe in God and believe also in me. For in my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I would come. I'm going to prepare a place for you, and I will come to take you, so that where I am, you too shall be. Because I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. The branches which do not bear fruit, he cuts them. But those which bear fruit, he prunes them, so that they bear fruit even more. He says, abide in me, and I in you. Because without me, you can do nothing. He says, if you abide in me, and you abide in my words, then you will pray for your desires, and your desires will be served. Now, this is how Hezekiah looked at it. And when he prayed, to God. You know what happened is that in the field where the Israelites were camping, in the field where they were, it says it's recorded that 185,000 of the soldiers in the morning, they were gone. You know, when God comes in to attack your Sennacherib, he does not leave anything. He cleans everything so that when you walk out, you will be hopeful and knowing that indeed I have got this personal testimony. Because this is what God says to us. Remember when Christ was walking into the area of Caesarea Philippi, when he was walking into that town of Caesarea Philippi, he first sent his disciples to say, go and ask, who do they say I am? They came with the answers. But he turned and said, who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? That is the personal testimony. That when we are faced by our Sennacheribs, we know who to say Christ is. May we say, Enzi kukaniwa, ila kukuleta, sisa sako sikutoka, wetike enoza, sisa sako sikutoka, wetike enoza. This is our sorrow. Maybe when this come, you say, Menzi kumkani wangu, diabule. Because when we are faced by our own Sennacheribs, we need to call on the Lord with his right foot. When John was in the island of Patmos, he had seen the vision, but he left us with the hope that we should be. Because he said, for I see the new heaven